Some people dream about it. Others wish it could happen to them. Some have even prayed about it. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is the Sunday edition of Tyrone Bowman Tonight, and I'm talking about the lottery. According to an article in Apple News in Conversation, the article is entitled Lottery and the American Dream. And so it was written by the News in Conversation host, Shemita Basu. So let's get right down to the article. This week, the Powerball topped $2 billion, making it the biggest jackpot ever. Historian Jonathan D. Cohen examines our enduring obsession with the lottery and unpacks the industry's most troubling problems. In his book, For a Dollar and a Dream, State Lotteries in Modern America, the 1960s brought about what Cohen calls a new era of legal lotteries. Many states use lotteries to bring in income without raising taxes or cutting services. New Hampshire, which has no sales tax or income tax, was the first to offer a state lottery in 1964. Jonathan D. Cohen, in the 1960s and 70s, lotteries are seen as a panacea for entire state budgets. There are all these quotes of people saying, oh, well, never have to pay any taxes ever again because we're going to have the lottery and it's going to make so much money and it's going to be awesome. So that is a lot more illusion than reality. And those ideas quickly fade away, but not quickly enough. 14 states passed lotteries between 1963 and 1977, and then in the 1980s, one lottery ticket company, Scientific Games, restarts the spread of state lotteries, particularly in western states. But the promise is morphed somewhat. It's not that the lottery is going to fund the entire state budget. It's that the lottery is going to fund a specific popular program in Colorado. It's public parks. In California, it's education. And the company's claim is a vote for the lottery is not a vote for gambling. It's a vote for education, or it's a vote for public parks. Roughly 50% of Americans on average pay the lottery or play the lottery at least once a year. And that's going to be especially because of weeks like this, when there are huge Powerball or Mega Millions jackpots. People, like your barrister or anyone else who doesn't normally play, will say, all right, I'll buy a ticket. And just for reference, my mom bought a ticket, according to the author, this week, and she's not a typical lottery player. But once you get down into who plays it frequently, we're talking about a group that is disproportionately lower income, disproportionately non-white, and disproportionately less educated. It's typically not the very, very, very poor who are playing, but sort of one quintile up, or one step up from that. Folks who have the disposable income to spend on lottery tickets, but maybe don't see opportunities elsewhere to get ahead. And that's why they're sort of turned to hope and turned to a chance as their best way instead. So where does the money go when you buy a lottery ticket? It varies state by state. So I'll just give some sort of general averages. Roughly 60% is going to go to prizes. Around 20% to 30% is going to go to whatever cause the state has designated as the beneficiary for the lottery. And then around 10% for the lottery administration, and that includes all advertising costs, and then 5 to 6% is going to go to the retailers that sell tickets and cash tickets. They get a little incentive on top of it. So all that to say, a lot smaller percentage of the pie goes to the states than they would like you to believe. So the question is, according to this article, I should say that you write very critically about how promoting lotteries is really at odds with what you see as government responsibilities. I think just fundamentally the role of state government should be to promote the common good. You can define that however you want, but I do not see how the operation of a lottery commission comports with the mission of a state to promote the common good. To take an easy example, states profit from cigarette taxes. So technically, it's in states' short-term best interest for more people to buy more cigarettes because states make money off those cigarettes. But you would never see a state promoting cigarettes and advertising them so that they could get the tax revenue. But that's exactly what we have with state lottery tickets, where states have entire agencies and officials whose job is to increase lottery sales and to entice people to gamble. The operation of the Lottery Commission by states seems totally at odds with what we would expect would be the purpose of government in modern society. I think we miss so much of why the lottery is important to people, why they're so willing to participate. And I would say most simply, gambling is popular. Gambling has always been popular in some form, in the United States especially. But there's more going on here than just wanting to gamble. The will to gamble alone does not create a $91.4 billion industry. And specifically, there's data indicating that as unemployment rates go up, as poverty rates go up, lottery play increases, while other forms of gambling participation decline. I was so surprised by this. In your book, you write about how this happened actually during the pandemic. At first, lottery sales took a slight dip, but then they started climbing back up again in the early days. Right, and again, this is evidence of the fact that these people who play the lottery regularly, they are gambling, but they're not playing just to gamble. They are playing to participate in something bigger. They are playing for their shot at the American dream. They are playing because it's about hope. This is not just a game, even if they are deriving entertainment and other value from the tickets. But it really is about something bigger, and it's about the chance at a new life. As stated early on in the conversation, the article was written by Apple News and Conversation host Shemita Basu. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.